Hello, my name is Deep Patel, and I'll be doing my Coming Full Circle oral presentation. So this semester I chose the alternative assignment for my service learning journey, completing two mini projects. For the first mini project, I connected with Cards of Compassion, where my donation helped someone in need receive a joyful birthday card. And I also connected with Love for Our Elders, where I crafted personalized, heartfelt cards for seniors like Fran, Patricia, and Paulette. Each elder had a unique story, so it kind of inspired me to write something personal and have an emotional connection. The second mini project involved participating in local events via ETSU Serves. So, what I participated in was helping the Kingsport Public Library relocate and participating in the Spring Day of Caring at Warrior Paths State Park. These activities introduced me to future volunteer opportunities like Meals on Wheels and the Red Cross, which I'll be doing this summer. I chose this assignment because it allowed me to blend my creative skills, an empathetic vibe, and my skills in technology and even my physical acumen. So I was drawn to an opportunity to find something new. I didn't want to go to a place that I was already accustomed to, so I met with strangers, and it was a well-rounded service learning experience, the whole thing. The platforms I joined, like Cards of Compassion and Love for Our Elders, were established to help alleviate emotional stress experienced by seniors. It's usually a factor of a major life change. And when it comes to the library, it's been in Kingsport and it's a pillar of the community since 1921. And for the Spring Day of Caring at Warrior Path, I was able to participate on their 18th anniversary, so it was a very special day all around. And participating in ETSU Serves events is a part of the university's long tradition to foster community engagement. The goal of my first mini projects were to address loneliness among seniors and support the community's needs through practical service. This includes helping isolated seniors feel valued and supported, and as far as ETSU Serve events go, they are aiding the Kingsport population while the library gets a major remodel. And it was also a way to let people know that temporarily they'll be moving to the Kingsport Mall. The environmental initiative benefits local children and nearly 150,000 people a year who visit Warrior Path. It gives them a cleaner public space. So the root causes, isolation among seniors often stems from life events like a loss, limited mobility, or family members who are distant. Community projects like library relocation and park cleanups often face challenges due to limited resources and volunteer shortages. These initiatives rely mainly on donation, volunteer work, and institutional support from ETSU or other institutions. Although current funding supports a very basic operations, like maybe the employment, but additional resources could enhance the outreach, make it more sustainable, and overall more effective. So initially, I viewed reaching out to seniors merely as a random act of kindness, but hearing their stories and putting hours into crafting the cards gave me the opportunity to connect with a stranger like I never had before. It felt similar to when I was young kid sending pen pal letters to kids in Russia. So, like we talked about in our discussions, service is reciprocal, offering mutual growth and a meaningful exchange. I got to explore a diverse range of opportunities facilitated by ETSU Serves, which I do not know if I would have ever discovered without this class. So it allowed me to fall in love with traditional libraries again. They're an incredible resource, and I don't think I have felt so intimately a part of the community like that before. More awareness and promotion could attract greater volunteer participation. It definitely felt like a lot of work and not enough people. As far as the online events, they could probably benefit from an updated user interface or maybe even a more gamified experience for the volunteers. My involvement in these projects enhanced my sense of civic responsibility. It deepened my understanding of what the community needs and the attitude that most volunteers have in our area. So service has helped me develop professionally as well by networking with people, and met and gaining some personal practical experience. These events increased my social understanding. Like, I now know how volunteering works. Everything is professional. You send in a resume, and what kind of skillful volunteers are most sought after. I know that now. These service experience aligns with my long-term goal of active involvement in community service and nonprofit work, particularly with Meals on Wheels and the Red Cross organization. I've connected with them through ETSU Serves, even though they were not part of my mini project. And being in the Kingsport area more put me in touch with the local temple, actually, where I will be helping cleaning this Sunday. So I was genuinely surprised. The welcoming community combined with insights from our class discussions about responsive citizenship and reciprocity, it enriched my perspective a whole lot. So how did these projects go about? My participation went like this. First I read short snippets about Fran, Patricia, and Paulette, and then I would go out, purchase materials to make their custom cards. It was a whole cute experience. I would get helpful reminders every day on my email app, like, hey, you signed up for this service, and the check-in and check-out functions were very seamless. This also made it easy to keep up with the hours. I was on my feet a lot and it was difficult, but on Spring Care Day, I actually got to meet and shake hands with the Kingsport mayor and a state representative. It turned out to be a very rewarding experience. And one of the team members actually was the one who connected me with the Kingsport Temple. So I've truly embraced the idea of responsive citizenship, as discussed in Chapter 10 of our course. I've come to understand citizenship not merely as a status, but as an active commitment to engage and uplift my community. Another takeaway was the importance of reciprocity, like I mentioned. Realizing that service learning is not just one-sided, it is deeply mutual. I understand that this is a class, and the documenting and keeping up with hours kind of took away from the human aspect of volunteering, but the class discussions and reading about what other classmates were up to was definitely encouraging. I did have an aha moment. The aha moment for me was when I was organizing and counting the self-help part of the library. I saw books ranging from creating your own business to how to build a house and how to knit books and knitting books. And it just made me realize wow, this was the place to go before the internet. They had everything, and they've expanded to multimedia now and even video games. So public libraries are the ground zero to all information we're accustomed to now. In the future, I want my kids to rely on this resource before they just Google something. I want to share some interesting facts as well that I've learned throughout this opportunities. So people and organizations are eager for helpful volunteers. When I had to put it in a resume and do background checks, I thought, I wouldn't hear back for a long time. But it was the complete opposite. And another thing is, everyone has something to offer. I really learned to not sell myself short. And the last interesting fact I'll share is teamwork is the only way to accomplish something big. We must have had 100 people at the Warrior Path and hundreds of people, helping out in the library, even if they're not there all at once. I want to also talk about community involvement. I encourage others to explore platforms like ETSU Serves, Cardiff Compassions, and Love for Our Elders, or even the Random Acts of Kindness website, as these provide accessible and impactful ways to engage with both the local and the broader community. So I want to leave you with a reflective statement. So because of my service learning, I'm more confident. I truly feel like I've come full circle. I've been enriched by meaningful interactions, and I have a clear vision of how this sector works. Thank you.